In this strange age of coronavirus that we have happening right now, I want to talk to you guys real quick about another sickness called the Jonah-syndrome. A few years back, I know of a lady that went to a Christmas Eve service at a Baptist church. She sat down in a pew and a family came up to her and said, "You're in our spot." So she got up and moved and she went to another place, but then another family, I kid you not, a second time, another family came up to her and said, "You're in our pew." So she got up and she left. And I wonder, did anybody even tell her that evening, "Merry Christmas"? Did any members of those families that made her move, did they even know her name? Now, I happen to know her personally, so I know her backstory about some tragic loss that she's experienced in her life and how difficult it can even be for her to come to church sometimes, especially during the holidays. It can be a real struggle. Did anybody know her story? Or are they more concerned that evening about their own comforts? Can anybody tell us her state of eternity? No, they don't know. Why? Because they had the Jonah-syndrome, where they were only caring about themselves and not caring about what God cares about. Now, guys, the book of Jonah in chapter 4, it ends in a very odd way because Jonah goes and sits outside of the city and he's waiting to see, is God going to punish them after all? And inside, we know he doesn't like the Ninevites. He wants God to punish them, and he actually gets angry with God because he's merciful. So God does some weird things to teach him a personal lesson. Now, it's real hot outside and the sun's beating down on him, and God miraculously appoints a little plant to grow up real quickly and give him some shade, and he likes it. It's real nice. But that same God appoints a worm the next day to come start eating at that thing, and then the plant dies and withers away. And now Jonah's real mad, right? Because then God brings in the stifling hot wind blowing in from the desert, and the sun's beating down on his head, and he's getting angry because he's uncomfortable, and God's not destroying the stupid Ninevites, and he gets really salty, and he just says, "God, if you're not going to give me what I want, I would just rather die." And God poses a monumental question to this preacher, and I think it's something we all need to hear. Why do you care more about your own comforts than people getting saved? Because that's a symptom of the Jonah-syndrome. Jonah's like, "Oh, my tree is gone. Oh, it's so hot outside. I'm so uncomfortable. Why do you got to do me like this, Lord?" Just like so many of us right now, we're considering things like, "Oh, I'm so bored these days. What's up with this stupid schoolwork they're making me do at home? Oh, my phone battery's low. What are you telling me? I'm already out of data this month. Why can't I have more fun these days?" Is life all about you and your own comforts, or do you actually care about the things that God cares about? Here's a challenging question that I once read. If God answered your prayers right now, would someone you know get saved? Or would you just get more stuff? What do you care about? Who do you care about? Whose purposes do you serve in life? Your own comforts, your own pleasures? Are you plagued by the Jonah-syndrome?